Oh my gosh, thank you so much for coming. Ooh, the show's about to start soon. Mm, Before it does, I have to address a couple of things with you. One, go get some popcorn. It's gonna be a good show. Um, Two, they're about 5 minutes before the show actually starts. So if you know a couple people who haven't bought their ticket yet, go ahead and hit them up on social media. Um, Three, you should probably silence your phones. Actually, no, don't silence your phones. I can't hear them no way. It's cool. It's cool. Oh, this is what I did want to say. Very important. If you go get your popcorn, make sure you get some goobers, cause this is lit. Together, we'll know what you're talking about. All right, so I'm gonna talk to y'all later. About to enjoy the show. Bye. I hear she's good. Whoop, drop one. Oh, hi. I'm just waiting for the next show to start. Spending time watching my children outside, cooking up a mean dish of comedy. If you haven't bought your tickets yet, Eventbrite's waiting for you. You might even get one of these. Complimentary of South Nassau Developmental Sports. Whew! Sure smells funny. See you soon. Yittity! Yittity! Whose baby is that? All right. Hey, folks, we're back. Fun Friday Comedy. I'm your host, Jory O'Neill. So, to start things out, I do want to send a shout out to South Nassau Developmental Sports for coming through with the sports bottles. They are in the mail, and they should be to your doorstep in the next 3 to 4 days. All right, so shout out to you, Mr. Owner of South Nassau Developmental Sports. No names, folks. Secondly, I would like to start the show by kind of connecting with some of my fellow teachers out there. For those of you who are teaching remotely currently, and you are staying up, answering emails, making videos, going the whole nine for these kids, right now I salute you. You should give a round of applause situation, baby. Round of applause for all the teachers out there. Not a laugh, a round of applause. Like happy clapping, no clapping. Yes. You guys are great. And I want to send my condolences. Right, that's enough clapping. We're done with the clapping. Stop. Okay. All right, great. It's my sound engineer, folks. We've been together for a while.
Oh yeah.
It'll get better before it gets worse. All right, now you're just having too much fun. I want to give my condolences to those of you who are no longer receiving per session pay. Per session pay is let me get into it. Come close. All right. Per session pay is teacher overtime pay. So when a teacher stays after school, tutors a kid, teaches them an instrument, teaches them how to sing, maybe teaches them a life skill or how to navigate technology. All of these things are considered after school activities and warrant per session payment. When you teach remotely and you teach a kid how to navigate internet, how to maintain technologically, how to do a new skill, when you tutor a kid one-on-one, when you make a video, these are basically called your job. All right, so there's no overtime payment for these things. They're just happening. And for whatever reason, it seems though now kids believe that teachers have the same concept of time as them. So they email at crazy hours of the night. I'm not joking. So I received an email the other day from a student at midnight asking how many sentences were needed in order for them to get full credit on an assignment. Folks, the assignment was due 9 hours prior. This kid bypassed the timeline, bypassed the rubric that was attached to the assignment, opened a second tab, found my email, drafted an email, sent an email. I'm like, yo, all those steps, you could have just wrote the sentences and got the credit. Like, you know what I mean? Right? I don't know what that was about. That was interesting. I like it though. Keep it going. It's great. So I think now all teachers, listen, we ain't getting per session. I say we all go out and we get part-time jobs at Microsoft. Because by this point, we should all be professionals. Like, seriously. Right? Like, I'm overwhelmed with Google. I'm like overwhelmed with Google. First you meet Google, right? And then you chat a little bit, right? A little Google chat. And then maybe you go for a Google Drive. Well, at the end of the Google Drive, Google Docs, right? So now Google's docking. And then Google get fresh and Google be trying to slide. But nah, bruh. Google ain't getting in these sheets. No siree, Bob. And I'll tell you why. Because I checked you. I checked your Google site, bruh. And it seems that you've been all over the Google map. Nah. We ain't going there. Nah. Right? So that's my little my little dad joke. Do a dad joke in there. Yes. It wasn't that it was a little funny. It wasn't that funny, but it was a little funny. Listen, folks, this is Fun Friday Comedy at the end of a long work week. Here we are, together again. No, but seriously, like I'm a little overwhelmed right now just because we had to switch platforms. My job was going through Zoom. Zoom seemed to be pretty easy to navigate, pretty easy to work. And so for whatever reason, this is just in New York now. Every other state, I hear from my friends, Zoom has given them free accounts if they open it with their teacher email, and you can have limited hours and as many kids on it. And for whatever reason, us in New York, we've been told we can't use Zoom. It's not safe. Don't go there. Don't touch it. Don't look. Don't smell, you know. And then now they got us all in Microsoft. So I figured, you know, since I ain't getting per session after school payment no more, I might as well just go ahead and get a part-time job at Microsoft since I have to use all of their stuff anyway. I mean, might as well. So speaking of Zoom, right, a lot of us are at home now. Zoom has become the platform to do everything, right? People go to church on Zoom. People work out on Zoom. They even take karate classes on Zoom. I'm like, this is crazy. It's crazy in a good way, though, right? I never would have imagined that Zoom had the power to continue to keep us connected. So I'm very pleased about that. Now, for those of you who've never heard of Zoom, it's on the line, and it allows people to hear you and see you, but not touch you, right? So it's pretty cool. It's pretty dope software. Dope is the word that they use now instead of cool. I'm trying to become hip with it. I think last show I used the phrase "in my feelings." I felt so good. When I watched the show back, I was like, "Oh, you looked a little cool just for that 1 second. A little bit cool, just a little bit." Before Microsoft told us we can't use Zoom no more, my school and we used to use Zoom, and it was great. It was awesome. We were able to share screens and have breakout rooms. It was pretty cool. So I'm missing that feature. This past week, there was no Zoom, and it was missed. So Zoom, you're missed. If you're out there somewhere, just know that I missed you. But when I was on a Zoom call, so those of you who work from home, right? Kudos to you if you also are homeschooling your children, right? So this is where we do the long clap because that's a toughie. Yes. Listen. So I have the privilege of every other week, right? Kind of like a shared custody with my husband, me and his job. Every other week, I get to have my husband. And so, one week he's watching the kids, right? I'm on a Zoom call, and I hear this scrubbing noise. And so, initially, I'm like, "Oh snap! This dude is cleaning! All right, let's go! Yes, like Husband of the Year award." And then I hear him say, "Ooh, I like that sound." What you mean you like that? Ain't you making that sound? How you like something you making? What? And so now, so I was supposed to be on the Zoom call, but now I'm like, whoa, what's happening? Who's cleaning? Because my kids is good, but they're not the clean just for the fun of it type of children. They're not. And so the ones who are he's supposed to be watching are the younger ones. So my 1-year-old, my 2-year-old, and my 4-year-old, and they don't clean. Like, no, they don't. One is literally called the mess maker, so that there's no cleaning happening. So I'm half listening to the Zoom call, and now I'm trying to figure out, all right, what's happening? What is that sound? Where is it coming from? And who's going to make it stop? So my husband, he goes, "Love, who gave them water?" I was like, "Water? What? What's wet?" Like, I don't. Now I'm alarmed, right? And so that takes us to our game show, because in a world of monotony, wet stuff on the floor that my kids are scrubbing seems more interesting and the highlight of my day compared to all the sameness that I experienced. So now let's just turn it into a game show. So, folks, thanks so much for joining. Welcome to Name That Liquid. Yes. I am your host, Jess Jory. Today's contestants. First up, we have a essential worker, an undercover DJ who abandons his wife and kids at home to go and secure empty courtrooms. Shy Guy 40.
Yeah.
All right. And our second contestant, she's a little chubby. She's a little smart. She's just little, folks, and she believes she will be the next Tiffany Haddish, but looks more like Whoopi Goldberg. Let's give it up for... It's just Jory. I'm the contestant. Yay! Okay, I get to play a game. This is wonderful. The highlight of my week. So, first question. Ron, you're our first contestant. Name that liquid. Is it A, Nathaniel's milk, B, Rachel's pee, C, Jordan's spit? Ron, name that liquid. I'm gonna go with Nathaniel's milk. I'm gonna go with Nathaniel's milk just because I don't want to clean the other two. So Nathaniel's milk. Nathaniel's milk, final answer. All right. Just Jory. Oh, that's me. Same question. Ooh, let's see. Rachel does like to take off that pull-up randomly. Nathaniel, though, he likes his milk. I'm going to go with C. Jordan spit. I've seen her do it before. Yeah, Jordan spit. I'm going to go with C. All right, judges. Let's find out. So now the judges of this game show are my children, because they're the only ones who really know what they're wiping across my wooden floor. So we go over to the kids and like, "Hey, so I see you're cleaning there." "Uh-huh, we're cleaning." "Oh, well, that's so sweet. What are you cleaning with?" "Oh, vomit." Okay. So you're cleaning up vomit. That's great. What are you using to clean the vomit up with? "No, mommy, you're silly. We're not cleaning up the vomit. We're cleaning with the vomit." All right, so at this point, I have no other choices, right? I'm supposed to be at work, but clearly something's going on because my husband's supposed to be watching the kids. We played this game of tag, and so I had tagged him before I went on the Zoom call. So I'm like, bro, you're the supervisor, supervise this. But some went through the cracks. So I do what any other caring mother would do for her babies. I leave them with their daddy and I continue my Zoom call because I'm at work, right? When he's at work, he don't leave the empty courtroom to come back and change a diaper. So there's that. Moving right along, folks. So I know I'm here about that one later, but it's all good. We we love working together, right? We're an awesome team. I think so. We just started a company. I'll tell you more about that. Yeah, it's a good company, but it is a event planning company and a networking company, and currently everyone is social distancing. So what a great time to pull the plug on that one. But it's all good. We're working together. We're doing this, and hopefully it's bringing some laughter, some joy to everyone watching out there. My husband and I, we like to kind of examine our craft, right? I like to explain to him that, I like the sound effects, but sometimes it's like either silence or it's like way too much noise. So we got to strike a balance, right? And so likewise, he gives me feedback about my craft as well. I don't listen all the time because I'm like, bruh, I went to comedy school, right? I know you're laughing because you're not convinced if I'm joking about me going to comedy school or if there actually exist comedy schools. And the answer to both of these questions is a resounding yes. I went to comedy school and comedy schools exist, right? I might have left you hanging about that story about the vomit on the floor. Maybe you're wondering right now, is she going to tell us who cleaned it up? Or you're wondering, are those babies safe in that house? Why are they playing with vomit? Folks, let me calm you. The answer to both of these questions is, we're not sure yet. Still trying to figure this one out. All I know is that it doesn't smell in my living room. That's my biggest concern. But I digress. We help each other with our craft, just like we help each other with the childcare. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so much. But my husband tells me the other day that it's random too. But if you knew him, you would understand because most of the stuff he says is random. It literally comes from nowhere. His head, right? And I'm sure there's a string of thoughts, but none of those thoughts I mentioned, just the last one. So string, last thought, he says out of his mouth as we're looking at one of the playbacks, you sound like the president. Now, I don't really know how to take that initially because I'm not sure which president he's talking about. I hope he ain't talking about the current one. Because I'm like, I ain't said nothing racist. I ain't said nothing bigoted. I ain't said nothing ageist. I ain't said nothing sizes. I'm like, no way, right? But I don't want to get into a fight because, where I'm going to go. Can't really go anywhere. We're stuck together. So this makes us the fight. So I'm like, all right, I thank the president. Cool. But I can't leave it alone, right? I'm not going to leave it alone. I want to know because now I'm in my feelings now. Now I'm in my feelings. Like, are you assaulting me? Is this an encouragement? I don't know how to take this. So I asked, which president are you talking about, babe? Which president? And he's like, with the way you deliver your jokes, you kind of sound like Obama. I was like, yeah, all right. Well, that's not a bad one. I sound like Obama. All right. I mean, that's a little weird, but okay, cool. I sound like Obama. That's all right. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. And I didn't give it much thought. But the following day, I'm laying in bed trying to decide how long I can pretend to be asleep and not really engage with anybody. And so as I'm laying there, I start thinking about what he said in terms of me sounding like Obama. And hear me out. It kind of made sense. They did. I tell you why. Obama and I, both in Chicago. Mad long, most critical parts of our lives are both in Chicago. Makes total sense, right? Both Chicago. Here's another similarity. We both went to school for government and politics, y'all. Look at that. Look at that. Now the difference is, I teach PE and he became the president. But these are just choices, folks. These are just choices, right? So, third similarity, we are both married to PYTs. That's pretty young things for y'all. It's pretty young things. Ain't that right, baby?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. See, he's getting it good. You see the sound engineer. He's getting it, folks. All right. I understand there's some differences, right? But like age. Most obvious. Maybe not the most obvious, but of the two obvious ones, right? But I've been told my whole life that I have a very old soul. Okay? Okay, most obvious one, he's a dude. But what you don't know is that before 8 o'clock in the morning, I sound just like a dude. Like, I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is, folks. So, other similarities that little stretches. He's born in Hawaii. Well, I like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. So, similarity, folks. Another one. His father's Muslim. Well, my brother's Muslim. They just keep coming, all the similarities. And so, the thing that I have to fall back on, right? He was president. I mean, this man made choices and decisions that impacted fundamentally tons of boys and girls all across the country, right? Like, he's the president, first black president. So, while there are a lot of similarities, definitely differences, right? I get that part. And so, at this point of me pretending to be asleep, my husband has delivered my 1-year-old on top of my head. And as he's squeezing my arm fat, I start thinking about him like, wait a minute. As a black educator, for the last almost 20 years, I have made decisions and choices that have fundamentally impacted boys and girls across the country. Folks, we's the same person. I know that sounds crazy, but like, you can't get any similar than that. You can't. So, I'm still laying there because, listen, folks, I try to lay in bed as long as I possibly can before I have to get up. But at this point where my 2-year-old is now poking me in my eyes saying, "Mommy, get up, Mommy, get up." My 1-year-old is now whispering sweet nothings in my ear. I call him sweet nothings because he's one, and his unintelligible speech is nothing. It's just a lot of blah, blah, blah. Right? But it's sweet. So, sweet nothings. And so I don't know if it's like my daughter poking me in my eye and she just touched some nerve in my brain or what, but my 1-year-old starts making sense. Right? So I hear dudes say, "Ma, in a world of touch-ups, retakes, and Photoshop, I need you to promise me something, Ma. I need you to promise me that you're going to stay true and authentic to you." Whose kid is this? Like, this boy is smart. Like, oh, snap. Right? He's one. Like, imagine, right? And so, as I'm laying there, now fighting off my 2-year-old, because the finger has gone a little too deep, and trying to get my 1-year-old out of my hair because he thinks my dreads are some sort of yarn toy, I realize it's absolutely true. I am Barack Obama. What can I say? So, as we end the show tonight, folks, I leave you this address. And I don't have to imitate anybody because I am him. We are we. So, in my most regal voice, I would like to share with you this one thing. Fellow Americans, I want us to make our best effort to be good to each other. I implore you, please adhere to the social distancing rules. Please support local Black and brown businesses. And please, if nothing else, keep in mind this one thought. This too shall pass. God bless you, everybody. Have a good night.